Oh, you did?
All right, it is 7 o'clock. We will call this meeting to order. First item is pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you for being here tonight. If the clerk could call the rolls, probably more important tonight than it has been in a while.
Trustee Pappy. Trustee House.
Here.
Trustee Abedlin. President Gerke.
Here.
Trustee Dorler.
Here.
Trustee Bartz. Here. Trustee Meyer.
President.
All right, thank you. Hearing we have a quorum, we will proceed. Next item is going to be public comments. Anything that is not on the agenda. 5 minutes per person, please. Yours is definitely on the agenda. Hearing no public comments, we will move on to the consent agenda, including the minutes, general fund, water and sewer invoices, and 2 temporary Class B licenses for the fish fries at Divine Savior.
I'll make a motion for consent agenda.
A second.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any questions or concerns? If not, I'll call the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next, we have a report on village committees. We only have one this week. This is the 150th anniversary committee meeting. Now, hand that over to Trustee Bartz.
So we met this week, last week, I guess it was, just continuing to go through the motions for getting everything all set up and situated. We've got a few more things booked. We spent a lot of time talking about the budget, what we're looking at spending and going through all of that stuff. We added some things, we took some things away this week, which was good. I think we're on a very good path and just got a few more details to iron out. I think we should be golden. We also talked a little bit about the craft fair and how that's gonna lay out. So I'll be working with Clerk Johnson here, hopefully next week to get that all solidified and get that rolling for social media. And then we talked a little bit about, future consideration items for future chatting, what the day of the event is gonna look like and things like that. And here in the next couple of next month or so, we'll meet again and slowly start hammering out the rest of the events for the day. So looks like it's gonna be a very fun-filled day. Very excited.
I'll add, I have a meeting with one of our residents here coming up on the 7th, I want to say it is. It's a gentleman that used to be on the village board back in the 70s, and he's very excited to meet with me and discuss some of the history and maybe provide some guidance on some different things for this this event as well. So that could be fun. Looking forward to speaking to that person. Any other comments, Trustee Bartz? Thank you for heading that up. We certainly appreciate that.
Yep.
Next, we'll move on to items for discussion and or action. First, we have the motion to approve ordinance 2024-1, which pertains to the set of election inspectors. If you do recall, this was brought before us for our initial review the last meeting. For our initial review and to have any comments. I don't know if Clerk Johnson would like to speak to this on this at all again.
I mean, if anybody has any questions, nothing has changed from last week. It's just to get us up to date with state statute, and allow our election inspectors to work, split shifts.
Make a motion to approve ordinance 24-1.
I'll second.
All right, are there any other comments or questions? Perfect, I'll call the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
All right, now we'll move on to motion to approve resolution 2024-02. Awarding the sale of our $5.21 million general obligation corporate purpose bonds. And for that, I will turn to our financial advisors.
Well, thank you. So I'd like to introduce my colleague Lisa Trevatoski. I came last month to present the report that she did, and she's really done all the work on this transaction, so we will let her deliver the good news.
Sounds great.
Thank you. So we did take bids this morning at 10 o'clock. I did receive 6 bids. The lowest bidder based on the true interest cost was Baird, 3.48%. You did have a rating through this issue and it was affirmed at an A+. I do want to note that the outlook moved from negative to stable, and they noted that was due to your improved budgeting methods, where you're budgeting contingency to increase your fund reserves. And then you also have enhanced your debt service payment monitoring procedures by separating the clerk and treasurer position, as well as the new administrative monitoring that as well, and contracted with a fee agent associated bank. So with the bid, due to the offering premium and the unused discounts, we were able to reduce the issue size by 65,000. There is a deposit to the debt service fund of $354,036, and then we pay a portion of your 2025 and a small portion of your 2026 interest payments. So the total principal and interest net of that premium is $7,206,027. That is $777,137 less than resale estimate. It's a very good result today. The underwriter did elect to purchase bond insurance as the paper rating of AA. And then just moving on the resale or the sale day reports, you can see the low bid and the high bid percentages, and that just shows them the competitive that have benefits. There is a call feature March 1st of 2032 and for maturity starting March 1st of 2033. And then should receive your funds February 22nd. And for tonight, we do recommend that the village board adopt the resolution agreeing the sale of $5,145,000 general obligation corporate purpose bond series. I'm looking to go through the table that they were presented in the pre-sale. They've been updated with the sale results. We want to get any questions.
Could you maybe just highlight some of the, off of the sale results, like what that means, the changes between the two, and some, maybe the good highlights that we have due to those interest rates and all that stuff?
Well, the first page is just the sources. So we do show what the pre-sale estimate amounts were, and then in the middle column, we have the final, and then we show what the differences as far as doing the underwriters discount, and then premium received. So that's on that page. And then we did do with the sale and being able to downsize that, we did change a couple maturities from what we're doing in pre-sale, and that is really to level out that debt service levy amount. That's really the biggest change that we need. We're able to downsize that. That's up. And then just the updated amortization schedule. So where we made that change was in that levy portion. Those first 2 maturities is where we made that adjustment. And then you can see those interest payments amount in the red. The premium that was received, that's what the amount will be used to pay that interest payment. And then just the debt limits capacity. Just been updated. And then the next 2 pages is dealing with the taxation increment district number 3. We did have a placeholder that was kind of calculated to what you would need to generate tax increment to pay the debt service. That amount could be reduced to $6,070,000.
It's awesome.
And then the cash flow is updated on the next page. Reflect the actual. And after that is the rate order.
Right. Thank you for that information. Appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know if this is the first time you guys have been able to take a look at the rating report, but it's pretty fantastic what we've been able to do in just a, little under a year, I want to say it is, or just over a year. Really is a testament to everything that we've done here, so I think we're moving in the right direction and really helps us get back to where we should be and hopefully even better in the coming years. Are there any questions?
I have a question. So looking at page, looks like 2 here of the Village of Fredonia Tax Increment District 3, this page here, the cash flow. It still shows for 2041, unless I'm missing some here, it still shows a negative cumulative and a negative premium balance. Am I missing something?
The cumulative is positive, it's just kind of year,
Oh,
and
okay.
that is based off of the 8.76 construction amount, so if that was reduced, it would likely.
Which it is being reduced, is what you're saying from this sale.
So we left the same assumption that I covered.
Okay.
And that's why if you look at, I know it's real hard to see, but if you look at the bottom of that cumulative column, it's like -40,000.
Yep.
In the fund balance, and so what we're saying is that in the prior year, you would have a cash and you could just make the last payment on the debt service and close the TID when you're really. But the other, this reference to the 6 million bigger is if you only have 6 million more in development, we would more or less just zero all of them.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
All right. What other questions do we have? I, for one, am extremely pleased that we were able to get the interest rate that we were. That was quite the surprise when I came in here this afternoon and talked to Chris, so. It's always good when you can save, what'd you say, almost 700 some odd thousand? Yeah, right. That's outstanding.
Yeah.
$750,000 in savings.
Big time. That's huge.
Under what we listed. Yeah, all the percentages came out good.
They did. Does anybody feel as though they need any more time to take a look at this? I don't want to sell it short. I want to make sure that we are able to ask any questions we have.
So you employed the same question on your optimism with your numbers in here as you did on the last, but on the estimate.
For the state development assumption.
Or, yeah, the development assumptions and the different variables. You were quite conservative with those numbers so that we shouldn't get any surprises. All our surprises should be in the proper direction.
With respect to the tax increment district, so the numbers that are in there, in terms of the value, those are the amounts that the parties sold land to. We have agreed that they would produce prior conversation. Really bare minimum, and there's strong expectation that will exceed that. So I would say in that respect that there's more potential for upside there than there's for downside. And then, really that variable was that 8 something million number, which really now more like $6 million target. So, if you achieve another 6 million in incremental value from sale and construction on the remaining lots, which is very achievable. Then you would be in a position for perspective.
Am I missing something in here? Just want to make sure I've got all my bases covered here, but with what we're doing with the infrastructure, with the road and the bringing in water and sewer, is that in here somewhere? Am I missing that? With these
Yeah.
debt calculations,
That's all part of it, yeah.
that's all part of it? Okay, all right.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, because it's cheaper than 45
Yeah, yep.
cash flow. That's middle of the cash flow of the
the geo corporate purpose bonds, 5 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we confident in the cost estimates for the infrastructure that we have to put in?
I think as
Because we're
confident as
using
we
those
can be.
numbers for the figure.
Yeah. I think we're as confident as we can be.
But one of the things I was referring to it as some conservative estimates and whatever, not that we're wishing for a pie in the sky in anything really.
Mhm. Those came directly from our engineers and everything too, correct? Though, I said those came directly from our engineers too, correct? The bids for the construction.
Say his estimates. A little rich, just because he's trying to cover everything possible. Yeah. That, please remind that bidding process is this month, so. The bids go out, middle of February, and then we'll get them in by the end of February. You're looking in March, you'll see the results of that bid process and the way they come in. And based on what you're looking tonight.
Mhm.
So we only have to hold our breath for a month.
Yeah.
All right.
Make a motion to approve resolution 24-2 unless someone's got any questions, but looks good to me.
I'll second that.
All right.
Just asking the motion to sell that. Right. That's fine.
$5,210,000. Is that
Mm,
5 million.
Yeah, it's,
So the motion should read now. Motion to approve resolution 2024-2, a resolution awarding the sale of 5,100,000 general obligation corporate purpose bonds, series 2024.
that's those things? Yep,
Dash.
that's your motion?
that's my motion.
All right. Second,
Are we naming what was the bidder?
it's. Maybe, but it's the bear.
That's all,
We met-
by adopting the resolution, that's all incorporated.
Yeah.
Okay, and then variable Hamilton. Okay, yeah, I'll second that.
Kurt, Tiffany, do you have any questions?
No.
Good to go? All right. We'll do a roll call vote on this. I'll call the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Sounds like it's unanimously passed. Motion carries. Thank you very much. And as you say, now we're only holding our breath for about, a month. We should be good. Which is a lot faster than some other things. Any correspondence we have from anybody else?
I was thinking for, are we all going to have to sign that resolution
No,
individually?
no.
Okay, you'll just record all of us.
Yeah, so I have to provide an excerpt of the meeting minutes in which I list all of your names and the way that you voted, and then I sign that and turn it into quarrels.
Okay, so
As
we
a-
don't have to physically sign them.
You don't. Dan has all kinds of things to sign,
Yeah,
but the board does not.
No pressure.
Yeah.
No, got a good pen tonight.
yeah, I don't miss that.
big money.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Any items for future consideration? I will note one that will be coming before us. This kind of came a little bit later in the week, and it has to do with recreational vehicles on the roadways of Fredonia. We've visited this in the past, but there has been a request to take a look at that by a citizen. And so that'll be coming up on the next board meeting. So there'll be kind of the similar way that we had it with the ordinance for the sub-election inspectors. It'll be before us to take a look at it. Next meeting, no action. And then really the meat and potatoes of it will be the following.
Regarding the ATVs?
Correct. All right, anything else? Not, we are ready to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries at 7:19. We're out of here.
So. Sold.
Thank you.